What is up, guys, and welcome back to another exciting video where we're going to be talking about what is Amazon FBA, how to get started as a beginner, and more specifically, the 5 things that I wish I would have known before I got started. Now, if I had known these 5 things, which I'm going to share with you in just a few seconds, I would have saved literally tens or even potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars and so much time and energy and blood, sweat, and tears. So grab your phone, throw it out the window, pay attention for the next 10 minutes, because I promise you, if you're thinking about starting Amazon FBA and you don't know these 5 things, you are going to wish so badly that you actually paid attention to this very short, informative video. And so really quick, before we actually do get into the meat and potatoes of the video, please do me 3 very simple, easy, quick favors. Obviously, creating these videos and doing it all for free takes a lot of time and energy. So if you would be so kind, make sure that you tap the like button until it turns blue so that this video can actually get shown by the YouTube algorithm to more awesome people like you. And also make sure that you subscribe, turn on the notification bells, and last but not least, comment down below Amazon FBA. And if we get 500 comments that say Amazon FBA, then we'll release a completely brand new, never before seen part 2 of this video that I promise you are going to love. And so without further ado, let's jump into my screen and get into the 5 things that I wish I would have known before I started Amazon FBA that would have saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars and so much time and energy and blood, sweat, and tears. So let's go. All right, guys, welcome into my screen. So what we're looking at right now is Amazon. Of course, I'm sure you've probably heard of it and seen it before. So if we actually go into Amazon, we just take a look at, any sort of, let's take a look at like fish oil supplement. Now, what most people don't think about is they're kind of just using Amazon and like they see the products that they see without much thought of how does Amazon actually organize the tens of millions of products by relevancy and by actually putting things in front of you that's the most likely to actually result in a purchase, right? Because Amazon makes money when you buy things off of Amazon. So obviously it's in their best incentive to actually show you the best products and the most relevant products for any number of millions and millions and millions and millions of searches that are done on Amazon every single day. So what we can see right here is we can see 4 sponsored results. This means that people are paying to be here, right? They're paying Amazon $1, $2, whatever the case may be, to show their products every time somebody types in fish oil supplement. So if we actually go ahead and click into one of these products, what we can see is a lot of different things, but something that we're going to focus on is actually something called BSR. Now, what we can see is if we actually scroll down, there's a lot of like great information here, but what we're specifically concerned with is right here where it says best seller rank, right? Or BSR for short. This is how Amazon organizes tens of millions of products inside specific categories and subcategories where they group similar types of products, basically a bunch of different categories and subcategories to group every single product on earth, right? Because Amazon is known as the everything store. So you can see right here that if we actually zoom in, we can see that this particular product is number 131 in health and household, they're number 1 in fish oil, and they're number 53 in sales and deals. So this is a good explanation of categories and subcategories. This means that the category is health and household. This means that this is the number 131 best-selling product in this entire massive category, meaning that it's selling thousands and thousands and thousands of units every single month. We can see the subcategory is called fish oil nutritional supplements, which they're number 1 in, right? So they're number 1 in the subcategory, they're number 131 in the overall category. Now, I wish I would have understood how bestseller rank works so that I can actually use it to my advantage. Before I got started with Amazon, I had no idea how Amazon actually organized things. I had no idea about the categories and subcategories, and I had no idea what any of this meant, right? So if we actually go ahead and open up zonbase.com, which is the only tool that I recommend, right? Best prices, most accurate, most actual tools, most one-on-one support, which is super critical and super important when you're just getting started in your journey. If we actually go in here to where it says sales estimator, we grab this product right here, we can grab this overall URL, we can actually paste it inside of the sales estimator, and what Zonbase is going to do is it's actually going to go out and find out exactly how many units this product is estimated to sell every single month. So you can see right here, this product sells over almost 53 2,000 units every single month, meaning that it's selling nearly 2,000 units every single day, which makes sense to us because it's such a high product when it comes to bestseller rank. Bestsellers rank, right? If it's number 1 in a subcategory and it's like top 100 in a massive category, obviously we know that it's going to be selling thousands a month. So once you get a basic idea of BSR, right, the smaller the number, meaning that it's the closer to being the best selling in that category. So like a number 1 on the BSR means it's the number 1 best selling product in that subcategory or category. So I wish I would have known that. I wish I would have known how Amazon organizes all of their products so that you can actually start to get the wheels turning as to what types of products sell the most, what types of products don't sell as well, and so you can really understand exactly how things work. Now, the number 2 thing that I wish I would have known is why you need Zonbase to have a chance of being successful, right? I'm not gonna try to, sugarcoat things. Amazon FBA has changed, right? It's gotten more difficult to be successful as more, sellers and more competition gets involved. Does that mean that it's impossible to make money? Of course not, right? It's still one of the best ways, if not the single best way, to start an online business, but you have to have the tools to actually be successful. I think about it like this, right? Think about it if you were floating down a river, right? You're just chilling in the water, and then somebody just blows past you in a boat, right? Theoretically, you can go down a river just like by, sinking in the water, floating, swimming, trying to maintain, or you can take a boat, right? The people who take the boats are gonna have a much better time, a much better experience, and more likelihood of being successful. I think of, Zonbase or whatever software tool that you use as the boat, right? And what I mean by that is, could you get down a river without a boat? Yes, of course. But are you gonna have any chance of competing against people who have a boat? No, of course not, right? You need the tools that are specifically designed to be successful. And so when I first started, I was trying to make it work and do all of these things on Amazon without actually, starting any free trials to one of the top tools, right? I wish I would have saved so much time and energy and just signed up for the best tool with the best pricing from the very beginning, because it takes time to learn any tool that you pick, right? And so I've, spent probably more time than maybe anyone on the planet testing out all of the different software tools, comparing prices, comparing feature sets, all that sort of thing, right? And when it comes down to it, there's no better offer, there's no better software than Zonbase when it comes to accuracy, when it comes to cost, and when it comes most importantly to the actual amount of one-on-one support that you can get from their customer support team, which is super, super important when it actually comes down to having, again, the highest likelihood of success. Can you do it without one-on-one help from an Amazon expert? Of course, but are you gonna have the same chances of success? Probably not. Now, the third thing that I wish I would have known when it comes to actually getting started on Amazon and not making a bunch of mistakes is the difference between a product and a niche. And I'm gonna go back into Zonbase and I'm gonna go into the Zon research tool right here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select a preset. We're just gonna choose base hit. Now, what is a preset? A preset is where Zonbase automatically chooses the most potentially profitable categories and automatically sets filters, right? So obviously we're not gonna go out and sell, like a musical instrument, for example, but we might sell, a little widget inside of home and kitchen. And so Zonbase is automatically choosing the best categories for us, and it's setting some filters. Now, what are these filters? The filters mean that we don't want to look at products that are making less than $9,000 in revenue a month, right? Why don't we want to look at that? Because it's probably not worth our time when we're thinking about, 20 to 30% profit margins, less than $9,000 in revenue, right? That's less than like a couple $1,000s a month, which may or may not be worth it for you. But, for the amount of work and time and energy that it takes to actually start a successful Amazon business, I like to focus on things that have enough potential, right? We don't want to look at things that are under $13 because how Amazon, FBA works with the fees that they charge and things like that, it's hard to make a good enough profit margin if you sell something for less than $13. And we don't want to see products either that have more than 100 reviews, because reviews is the best way to actually gauge competition. Now, if we actually click search here, what we're going to see is Zonbase is going to return a bunch of different products that we can look at, right? We can pin these products, we can see, exactly how much monthly revenue they have, we can see how many reviews they have, we can see, even potential, gross profitability when it comes to these products. But the problem is, like, for example, let's just like choose one of these products, like some random one. Let's actually Go to the next page. So let's just go ahead and click one of these products, like a pull-up bar for door frame, for example. So what we can see is this is a pull-up bar for a door frame, not the best ratings when it goes about this, but you might look at this product and say, okay, well, it's above $13, it has less than 100 reviews, and according to Zonbase, it's making, just over 22,000 in revenue for the past month. Maybe this is a good product to sell, right? This is a product. Right? Now I want to talk about what a niche is. So a niche is the overall keyword that a real person would type into Amazon to ultimately find your product, right? Nobody is actually going and typing your exact title. It's not possible. They're typing what they are interested in, which is a pull-up bar for a door frame, right? So if we actually grab this overall keyword, right, and then we actually go to all departments and then paste it and then click search, now what we can see is the overall niche, right? So this is not just a single product, we're actually talking about an entire niche now. So if we run the Zonbase Chrome extension, what we can see is the real overall metrics when it comes to competition, revenue, and things like that for the overall niche. So we can see that the average monthly revenue looks pretty good, right? But the average reviews is way too high, right? So that one product had 12 reviews, but on average, right, these products have much higher reviews, right? When we actually go ahead and look at all of these different reviews here, we can see 200, 700, 800, 5,000, things like that. And when it comes to, competition, think about it as if you were a real person. If you saw two pull-up bars for a door frame, one had 5,000 reviews and one had one review, you'd obviously choose the one with 5,000, right? And so reviews is the #1 barrier to entry for new products when you're actually selling. So you want to focus on niches, not products. Now, how do you do that, right? Instead of actually clicking the product tab, what you can do is click keywords, right? We can set the same actual preset right here and then click search. And now what Zonbase is going to do is they're going to show you profitable overall keyword niches rather than just a single one-off product. And I know this might sound minor, but it's a huge thing to understand. If you find a single product that looks good, but the overall niche is bad, you will fail, right? But if you find an overall, good-looking product niche, right, then the niche is how a real person finds your product and ultimately buys, and then you'll have a much higher chance of success. Now, the fourth thing that I wish I would have known is what's actually important, right? Because there's so much information, it's so easy to get bogged down by a million different things, and actually, it's really hard, especially when you're getting started, to know what is actually important and what to focus on. And so that's why we actually created the 5 steps of product research, right? Because the thing is, the hardest part of Amazon is picking the correct product. If you pick the correct product, it's so much easier. Everything is so much easier. If you pick the incorrect product, everything is so much infinitely harder. And so that's why we created the 5 steps of product research. And this is how we actually internally select products to sell. You can see right here that if 10 of the first 20 products on the page 1 of Amazon search results, if more than 10 of 20, right, have more than 9K a month in revenue, that is a positive sign to us, right? If 10 of the 20 products on page 1 have less than 200 reviews, that's a great sign for us, right? We do a trademark and patent search, and we also do a profitability analysis, right, to make sure that, the products that we're looking for have, above 20 to 30% profit margins. The fourth thing is we want to see a lot of keyword volume, meaning that real people are actually searching for the keywords to find our potential products. And then the last but certainly not least is actually something that we actually created internally that we call the iTrack 999 cart trick method. This is actually a little known way where you can see the exact number of sales that any particular product on Amazon actually has. Everything else is estimates. It doesn't matter what software you use. It doesn't matter, if you're doing it with BSR, everything is an estimate. This is the one true way to see real sales. Now, why is that important? Because seeing real sales of a potential product niche is the best way that you can feel confident that your product can potentially sell as well, right? And so if you are interested in getting access to this sheet so that you can have it for yourself when you're doing product research, shoot me a message on Instagram down below. It's at Kevin David. Just go to Instagram, type in, Kevin David, shoot me a message. I'd be more than happy to send this your way completely for free. And then last but not least, the number 5 thing I wish I would have known we will get to in a second, but if you haven't already and you're enjoying this, make sure you like this video until it turns blue so we show it to more awesome people like you. Subscribe, turn on those bells, and comment down below Amazon FBA. And like I mentioned, if we get 500 comments that say Amazon FBA, we'll drop a completely brand new part 2 of this video. And so without further ado, last but not least, the number 5 thing I wish I would have known before I started was how to differentiate and how to not get screwed by your supplier. Now, let's talk about these one at a time. Now, the best way to actually differentiate, and what I mean by differentiation is creating a product that is not currently available on the market. So what we can see right here, let's go ahead and come into this one, right? It has 4,000 reviews. What we can do is we can actually go into the reviews right here, and we can actually click this. And then what we can do is we can actually go to the 1-star reviews. And then literally you can see dangerous, cheap, and poorly made this product. It received ours, it was scratched, there was distorted metal, doesn't come with the correct pieces, unable to assemble, right? And so if I'm looking at these bad reviews, what I would say is, okay, we need, less cheap, less poorly created, overall actual materials. We wanna make sure that maybe it comes in plastic so it's not actually arriving scratched. You wanna make sure that it has very simple setup instructions, right? The less pieces, the less setup, the better, because people are not good at putting things together. Just ask IKEA. And so when I'm differentiating a product, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the negative reviews, right? The 1, the 2, and the 3-star reviews, and I'm looking for patterns and commonalities, right? I'm looking for patterns and commonalities that I can actually say, okay, these are the things people don't like about what's currently available on the market, and this is how I would differentiate to make my product the best overall option on the market, right? That is how you differentiate, and we'll talk a little bit more about how to do that with specifics a little bit later on. And then the second thing is how not to get screwed over by your manufacturer, right? When you actually are paying an overseas manufacturer for the first time, it's scary, right? It can feel super overwhelming. I remember the first time I did it, I was super scared, to send money to some, manufacturer I've never seen in person, to a person we've never met before, right? It's a scary process. And so what you want to do is 2 things. The first thing is you want to make sure that you pay in a method that protects you, right? This means that generally how it works is you pay a 30% deposit, right? And then they create all of your products, right? And then once they're done, then you get it inspected and then you pay the 70% balance. So let me talk about this a little bit more in detail. So the 30% balance is when, what you need to pay for them to get started. It's how they know you're serious. How you want to pay that is on PayPal or Alipay with a credit card, right? And so on PayPal with goods and services, they have buyer protection, meaning if something goes wrong, you can get your money back, right? Paying with a credit card means if PayPal doesn't give you your money back, you can dispute on your credit card, and then the credit card company forces PayPal to give you your money back. So that's 2 options to get your money back if anything goes wrong. Super, super important. I've seen people make this mistake before. The second thing is, once you pay that 30% down payment, let's say, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, however long it takes passes, they're done with your products. Then what you want to do is get a third-party inspection company. You can just Google search, inspection companies in China, read reviews about the ones that you feel most comfortable with, pay $100, a couple $100. What happens is a third-party company comes in, they inspect your products for quality, make sure that it all looks good. Don't skip this step. Right? You want to have your manufacturer send you 1 unit, a sample of your product, so that you can actually see it for yourself and gauge the quality. And then you also want to make sure that you get a third-party inspection company to come take a look, make sure that everything looks good. Once they sign off on it, then and only then you pay the 70% final balance, and then you can actually get your products over to the USA. And so obviously, guys, there's a lot that we went over today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want more one-on-one assistance, check out the link down in the description. It's the first link in the description and in the comments. What that link is a link for you to get on a completely free one-on-one call with an Amazon expert member of our team who can walk you through and create a customized blueprint for you so that you can get started literally as soon as today or this week building your Amazon business. First link down in the description. Click the link, enter your email, watch a short video, and then you can actually go ahead and schedule your call with an Amazon expert member of our team. Or if you just want to hang out on YouTube and watch more awesome videos like this, stay tuned because we have a brand new playlist of videos just like this one coming to you live in 3, 2, 1. Click the playlist in the middle of the screen, guys. See you there.